In this video, we're going to learn how to leverage Ajax to essentially dynamically populate an autocomplete widget. Now, Ajax is essentially an implementation which allows us to make asynchronous web server calls, which in turn means that we are not waiting for a response from the web server in order to continue execution of the current script. So what we're going to start off by doing here is using the jQuery alias, and then we're going to type in Ajax. And to Ajax, we're going to pass in a JSON object containing various options or properties. So the first option that we're going to pass this is the method, and we're going to pass this a value of get to essentially signify the HTTP request method. And the second property we're going to pass is the URL, and the value to the URL is going to be ultimately the path or file name in which we've stored some hard-coded data or static data. So this is going to be ingredients.txt. And the next property or event, I should say, that we are going to declare here is the success handler. So in this particular case, what we are trying to do is wait for the response from the web server in order to initialize our autocomplete widget. So I'm going to do success, function, and response. And in this function here, I am going to ultimately take the response or the data that is returned from our ingredients.txt file. And as you can see here, I've got a list or a comma-separated list of ingredients. I'm going to close this. And I'm going to take that comma-separated list and turn it into an array. So I'm going to do that by declaring a variable here called ingredients. And I'm going to essentially split our response by the comma, and this is going to return an array of ingredients. And the next thing we're going to do is use our ID selector, and we are going to select the name field in order to initialize our autocomplete widget. So name field.autocomplete. And to autocomplete, of course, we are going to pass a JSON object containing the source of our data. So this will be the ingredients array that we initialized previously. Okay, and so now that I've done that, I should be able to open my web page in my browser here. So I'm going to right click on index.html, click open in browser, and then click Chrome. And you'll see that if I open up my console here by clicking F12 and looking at the network tab, if I refresh my page, you'll see a request goes out to ingredients.txt, and the response here is effectively our comma-separated list of ingredients here. And now if I were to type in to the input field here, I